DeNiro is hiding in his bed because there is chaos at Scotland on a shoestring headquarters. Bex has decided that she doesn't like the tiles. We are fitting a new bathroom, and by we I mean me. So this is the ripping things out stage. Of course you're helping. You're doing the manual labour.
Where are we putting all these tiles?
In the bath. Another Saturday, another park run, but this one is a bit special because it's somebody's first. We're actually going to try and run with DeNiro. Well, when I say run, he'll be sprinting and walking and we'll be trying to keep up. He's got to, he would be the fastest runner here if it was over like 200 metres or 400 metres, but it's over 5 kilometres, so yeah, this is going to be a bit interesting, trying to get the big doofus to not go too fast. But we'll manage.
It looks to me as if he can't even be bothered walking this morning, never mind running.
Well, he's usually quite lazy, as you probably noticed. Oh, it's getting ready to start. Wasn't that long ago DeNiro would not go anywhere near crowds of people. Now he's not faced, so let's head to the back. Keep going. Backwards. Backwards, backwards. Keep going. Too many people. Come on, DeNiro. And apparently there's another Greyhound here who's done 100 park runs. So DeNiro, this is you starting to catch up. He wasn't sure pushing through all those people, but we made it. We're used to being at the back, but today we are right at the very back, and the rain is starting, so we'll not be hanging about. He keeps lunging to try and start sprinting. We're not sprinting. Oh, he's met a friend. So we're just over halfway there, and DeNiro has decided that running is not for him. He is absolutely puggled. Get a shot of the dribble he's done.
Come on then, you've got to go for
one more lap. One more lap.
Come on, DeNiro.
He's definitely had enough now. Come on, DeNiro. The finish line is just up there. I don't know how much he's enjoying it, I'm guessing not very much anymore, but at least he'll sleep for the rest of the day. And there's his mummy. And there's the finish. Yay! Park run number 1. Well done.
Well done.
And that is the first park run done. We are in descending order of tiredness. I think DeNiro wins. He's now going to go for a great big sleep, and then we're going to go and explore the beautiful Tweed Valley with you guys. So, well, me and DeNiro. She's off to make some gin at a posh gin thing. DeNiro has met another Greyhound who's done, oh look at this, 100 park runs. DeNiro's now done 1. Park run buddies. And DeNiro's reward for a park run well done is some pizzle. And if you want to know what pizzle is, you should really watch last week's video because yeah, we found a shop that sold pizzle. It's quite crunchy, whatever it is. Ow. That's, oh, I hate it when he makes that noise. It sounds like teeth breaking. So we've come down to look at the Tweed Valley, and unfortunately one of our wonderful spring storms has hit, so it's incredibly windy and it's raining. Now the rain, I don't mind, I can live with the rain, but the wind means that there will be very little chance of getting decent audio on these recordings, so this could finally be it. This could finally be the week that we've got nothing to show you. We finally failed after a year and a bit to get an episode out, but the weather last week and this week has just been horrendous. But we'll give it a shot. We're starting off, predictably enough, in the old churchyard in Innerleithen, which is just down the road a little bit from Peebles, where we were in one of our previous episodes, the prettiest town in the Scottish borders. Well, Innerleithen is not bad either, so we'll go and have a wee look around there, but first we'll have a wee look around here, because we're here. And popped back against the wall is, here lies Thomas. Now I think that is T-U-R-N-B UL, so Robert Turnbull, late dyer of Innerleithen factory, who left this world on the 8th of August, I think, 1803. So yeah, this is quite an old cemetery. There's another one in town not far away that is not this old. And there's a new profession for all you people who are counting professions. This is William Puckbay, who was a watchmaker, and for 36 years parish church officer in Innerleithen. He died suddenly in 1870, aged 57. I don't think there's any point doing any more of this. I'll go and find somewhere a bit less windy. That's pretty cool. That's an iron surrounding on a stone sacred to the memory of Jane Henderson, wife of John Matheson of Innerleithen, who died in 1859, and of John, who died in 1879, and of their children. I've come across to the back corner for a wee look, and because it's a bit sheltered by the trees, and this is one of the most impressive sort of surviving but quite old monuments we've seen, because this is John Horsburgh of Glusfoot and tenant of Lee, 1788. So we're back into the 1700s and that is still standing. But one that looks more interesting potentially, but unfortunately it is broken in half, and that half is facing down, so it's the back half that we can see. But on the front, can we see anything that looks like a date? Yes, we can. Is that a date down there? 17 something just there. That's yeah, 17 there. 1732, I think that says. Yeah, 1732. Wow. So the interesting bit on the front of that is face down. And on the back of this, we have got. No, that's. I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks. It's got wings. Oh, it's wings, and it's the top bit of an hourglass is what that is, and that's the top of it there. So you can use your imagination to reconstruct that on top of that. And let's head right into the very, very back corner and see if there's anything there. This one in the corner is quite difficult to see because of all the lichen and stuff. I think it says Mary Ann Birch, daughter of William Ann Birch. And have we got a date? Can we see a date? Oh yeah, something in February 1832, and then the rest of it is gone. Aged, yeah, 23. There, aged 23 years. Don't say we don't go the extra mile, because it's now getting a bit wild and there's bits falling off the trees. I'm all for going the extra mile, but it's getting really wild and there's big lumps falling off the trees. So yeah, some of them look like they might hurt. Maybe not a good time to be hiding under trees. It's getting really windy, but this one is interesting. In memory of James Fraser, Doctor of Medicine, born in Edinburgh in June 1864, I think. After following his profession for nearly 30 years in British Guyana, he retired to Innerleithen, where he died in November 1868. So that was enough graveyards during a storm for one day. We thought we'd go for a wee drive and have a wee explore. We came across this depth gauge, and the puddles just now are what I would call quite deep. They're not even on the scale. I hate to be driving along here when it was 1 metre deep. Still, at least we were protected from the worst of Storm Kathleen by Daisy, unlike these poor guys that were out having fun. The Scottish weather had defeated us. It was impossible to do any sort of what is pretentiously called content creation in a howling gale. But what we can do in a howling gale is take refuge in a chip shop and go and have some fish and chips. So, plans of our episode in the Tweed Valley have been put on hold, and ironically, when we got back as far as Edinburgh on the way home, it was blue skies and still a bit drizzly and a bit miserable, but yeah, much nicer than it had been. So, while we were in Newhaven to do some shopping, let's have a wee look at their lighthouse and quite a pretty sunset. So this is Newhaven, and like its bigger neighbour Leith, it's now been consumed into Edinburgh. It was once a standalone wee place, and it was a wee port, and there is the harbour with the sun going down quite dramatically in the background. That is quite a nice wee picture. This is still very much an active port. That little red boat there is very conveniently leaving right now, so hopefully we'll see a bit of movement. And that over there, that big long pointy thing, is the Royal Yacht Britannia that was brought to Edinburgh when it retired. For some reason I'm not sure, it's got no particular ties to the city, but what it does do is bring in lots and lots of tourists. Oh, spoil sports, I was thinking of going for a swim. I would get a photogenic shot of the sun going down behind the lighthouse, but unfortunately I'd have to do it from, actually yes, I've got to take a walk down there. Anyway, that is Newhaven's lighthouse, and that is the wee harbour, which is very photogenic. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's the sun setting behind Newhaven's lighthouse. We hope you've enjoyed this little bit of the trip. Looking at those buildings over there, you can imagine when Newhaven was a small fishing port, a small village like the ones we've got in Fife, like Crail and Pitt and Weem and places like that. And here a lot of the buildings still remain, which is quite nice to see. It's always nice to stop by and look at all these artefacts from a bygone age. We do like this lighthouse, but now it's time for us to head south where a Greyhound is going a bit loopy. Is it dinner time? Are you telling me it's dinner time? Before DeNiro and I head off exploring, I had to do some shopping because Daisy is now complete apart from one thing. We have a gin shelf, but we didn't actually have any gin glasses, so I've just been charity shopping in Cheadle. Not very exciting, but did find some gin glasses. Quite exciting. Okay, they're Gordon's, but we'll not hold that against them. And actually, they're not Gordon's, they're ours. Yeah, and I wasn't even exaggerating about having a gin shelf. We've got our gin optic there, and we've got our spare bottles of gin up there. So that's, I'll show you the rest of the inside of Daisy. There's been quite a lot of work to actually get to a point where I can now say, that's it, she's finished. She's not a work van anymore, she's now a proper camper van. This is Cheadle High Street. Apart from a couple of charity shops, it's really not very exciting. Well, I said there was nothing to see in Cheadle. I did lie a little bit, because there's that thing behind me, which is St Mary's Church. And St Mary's Church is quite old, and the graveyard behind it is amazing. It goes back into the 1600s, which is not something that we can see very often when we're in Manchester. There will be a full episode on this place going up on our Places for the Past channel, so if you want to go and subscribe to that, that would be most appreciated, because it was doing really well, and then something happened in the YouTube algorithm, and now it's not. But we're still going to keep doing it, because we're not doing it for the riches and the fame and fortune, which is just as well, because riches, fame and fortune are quite hard to come by on YouTube, I think. Just in case you don't believe me about the age of this place, and 1600s, Dizzy, what the hell are you talking about? Let's go and have a look at this. There you go. Did I promise you 1600s or what? That is, at the top there it says 1615, and that is, I think, WF. And then it says 1629, and it says, I think that says IF. It's definitely an F. I think that's an I. So we've got 1600, 1615 WF, 1629 IF. Possibly the oldest tombstone that we've ever found, just lying in a graveyard. Okay, one last look at the pretty pink tree and the graveyard and stuff, and I'm standing here against the wall of the church, and I've just noticed this. Some poor chap has had quite a nice stone back in 1700 that has now been chopped into shape to avoid a drain. So congratulations, mate, you are now officially paving with and drainage. And at least after the weather in Scotland really conspiring against us and actually stopping us having an episode this week, this has redeemed it a little bit. Hopefully you'll find this quite interesting. I know it's a little bit all over the place, starting off with DeNiro doing his park run and finishing up with me wandering about Cheadle, but it's the best we can do for you today. The weather has really conspired against us. Right, now I'm going to head back to my client's office, liberate DeNiro, and go for a walk to show you guys our big house. Another slightly beyond me piece of crafting happening for the van. This is the last thing, and this is going to be a glass holder. Don't say I'm not pulling out all the stops. I really am not great at woodwork, and there's sawdust everywhere, but this is my finished creation for today. So yeah, this is certainly something that's going to be, what's the word? Oh yeah, unique. And there it is. Not bad for a couple of hours work. Unfortunately, I've put the things too close. If you have the glasses sort of side by side, they are going to clatter a lot whilst driving. So yeah, I'll have to get some Prosecco flutes to go with the gin glasses. Don't worry, we're not getting posh. It's all going to be from the charity shop. DeNiro is presently freaked out by a big scary monster. I think I thought there was a mice or something in here in this scabby old office, but no, it was a fly. It's chasing a fly. This dog definitely thinks that he's a cat. Oh, he's all excited. He knows this is where the squirrels are. This is quite a nice place I've brought you to. I think you might quite like it. And those houses over there give you a clue as to what we are going to go and see. DeNiro is pulling like he knows where he's going, but he actually pulls like that all the time anyway. He gets a bit giddy, I think, a bit excited. This is another one of those really nice parks that used to be some rich family's sort of private garden, and it's also the scene of a parkrun, which is how I first discovered it. I've been working down in this area for quite a while now, and this is about the only thing there is to see. There's nothing at all to see in Cheadlehume, which is where my client is based, and yeah, there's this, which is not actually Cheadlehume. This is actually Bramel, which is another clue to where we are. Well, it's not really a clue, we're in Bramel, that's not a clue, is it really? I know this episode has been a bit eclectic and stymied by the weather, but so far the weather is playing nice. It went all nice when we went to Edinburgh, but it was getting dark, and now it is nice and warm and also getting a bit dark. So we'll go around and we'll show you what we're here to see, and he'll have a little bit of a sniff about, no doubt. This is a nice new path, I think, since the last time I was here, because last time I was here it was a bit sort of like that. It's been raining quite a lot down here. Manchester does get quite a lot of rain. And down here is where De Niro first encountered our Canadian friends, the cobra chickens, the Canada geese that come and live on the pond. And yeah, he didn't know what to make of them, and I don't think they were very impressed by him. That's obviously Canada goose for watch out, here comes that stupid greyhound again. At least they're all in the water this time. Usually they just stand on the path and look at you and make you walk round them. Hello, cobra chickens. De Niro is not interested in the geese, he's more interested in the smells. De Niro, goodbye. De Niro is making friends. Briefly, there's a sniff and it says, yeah, no, you're not interesting, I'm going to keep going. All the nasty weather of late has really taken its toll on this place. There's lots of trees that have been brought down by the wind, and yeah, it's just getting a battering. This is all climate change in action, I guess, because these trees have been here for a long time, but they're all suffering more now than they have in the last, I don't know, century. And as well as our visiting Canadian geese, we've got our own domestic ducks. Hello, duck duck. Let's go this way and give all our lovely viewers who are still watching a view of the front of Bramel Hall. There you are, that is a Tudor Manor House. Some of it dates back to the 14th century, and it was expanded in the 16th and the 17th, I think. All sorts of different chimney stacks going on, different people trying to outdo each other, but just exactly how cool is that? That is an amazing old building. It is a museum as well, but we've never been into it. But if you want, one day we'll go in and we'll give you a wee look around. You probably already know this, but this sort of half-timbered style of building is called a Tudor style of building, after the sort of reigning royal family at the time when it was built. So it is a Tudor building. And it's quite funny because my client's office is also called the Tudor Buildings, but it looks, yeah, it looks nothing like that. I'll show you a bit later on, maybe. That is an amazing building, isn't it? It's a mixture of like wood and plaster and brick and lots of stained glass. Quite how it survived in such a good state, I have no idea. There's actually another one in Manchester called Ordsall Hall, which was very lucky because it was almost falling down and derelict, and then it was saved, and it's also now a sort of museum and wedding venue. And up there on the corner of the building is an authentic Tudor CCTV camera, because the Tudor CCTV cameras were always black. If you ever see a black CCTV camera, you know that it's Tudor and possibly 14th century, or I could just be talking absolute nonsense, which is also not entirely unknown. And because the people that built that could spend the money on whatever they wanted, they've got a whole designed landscape here. So that's the front of your house, and that is your own private park, where the poor people were kept out unless they were working or I guess cleaning or gardening and stuff. So yeah, it is an amazing park. It's one of these ones that's now owned by the local authority, and it's very well used, especially by dog walkers. There's always lots and lots of dog walking happening here. I do like the time of year when all the pink flowers come out, as you probably noticed back in that cemetery that we found a wee bit earlier. This is a sort of artificial bit of rock, an artificial little cliffscape, which I think it was the Japanese garden this bit's called. But yeah, it's what you could do when you've got the money. Build me a Japanese garden and put in lots of exotic plants. Yes, my lord, just give us the money. We've not done any in-depth botany for a while, so that is pink blossom on a tree. And down here, down here there's a place I'm going to fall over because he's going to jump and pull me. Yep. We've got some pink flowers, and next to the pink flowers we've got some white flowers. There you are. And there's a tree with some white flowers on it. That's white blossom on a tree, and some daffodils, and yeah, all done by the friends of Bramel Hall and Park. Original rock garden dates from the 1890s, and it was designed to showcase the hall as seen from the new main drive. That being the new main drive there, and the hall looking like that from down here, which it's probably its most impressive elevation. I should maybe have shown you that one first, with no sense of irony at all. No ball games, because that was the place for the original ball game. That is the hall's bowling green, where the family would have entered entertained, and they would have been bowling and general festivities for anybody that was their friends. Their friends probably being the upper echelon of the local community. I think I'm going to guess this is one of the newer bits because it's all made out of brick with only a little black and white bit sticking out there. So we're going to go around now and look at what I guess is the back of the house, but it's also got the main entrance on it. So yeah, not entirely sure. The front would be the bit looking down the valley, and I'm guessing this is the back, but I could, again, I don't know. Is there another YouTube channel that confesses their ignorance as often as we do? Probably not, but we are quite ignorant, but we do like learning, which is what we're all about, out here looking at new things in a new way, and hopefully showing you good people something that you're finding interesting. I've just seen what's behind me. That's what's behind you, rather, over there. I'll turn the camera around and show you it, because it is wow. I thought this was just like would be not as good looking, but look at that. That is absolutely incredible. One wing of this building is probably the size of a reasonable manor house, but that's there's a wing, and then there's the main sort of bit there, and no sort of two aspects of it are the same. Because that bit there is that height there with lines and squiggly bits at the top, and then you get that which is pointy at the top, and then you've got that which is very, very multi-pointy at the top, and that bit over there is much taller than that bit over there, and it's got a bell on it. So what an amazing old building. I was kind of like saying, yeah, if you want us to come in, look inside it, we'll come back and look inside it, but it's actually, yeah, I think I quite want to come back and look inside it. That's really, really cool. And there is a sundial. I'm not very sure how often that's actually usable. I think, actually, I'm going to say, last time I was wandering past here with the dog, I don't think there was anything on that plinth, so I think that sundial is a recent addition. That's a guess. Never mind, don't look at the sundial, look at the house. With the house over there, this is the old stable block, which is now a shop, toilets and a visitor centre. There's also a cafe that I've heard is very good, but when I'm down here and I'm working, it's open, and when I'm not working it's usually closed, so we'll go and have a wee look through the fence, but I don't think we'll see anything particularly exciting. No, this is such a nice wee park. Unfortunately, it's getting dark in the park. Oh, there's poetry for you. It's dark in the park, but we're having a lark. Over there's a dog. I wonder if it will bark. Oh, here's a gate. Can we see anything exciting through the gate? We can see alright, that's the stable block and the cafe. I'm guessing this is all walled in. I'm going to say it was once a walled garden, but I'll know more about this place when we come back, when it's actually open. There'll be people just dying to give you lots and lots of information at great length, I would guess. And there's a wee notice. I wonder if it imparts any information. The Friends of Bramel Thank. No, it's just people who are giving money to the park. Okay, so there's a nice view of the stables from down here though. Right, we have got to come back here when it's actually open, definitely. I keep saying that, but I'm going to actually do it. So that is our wee wander around Bramel Park done. Hopefully we've now got enough to make an episode for you good people, and DeNiro and I are now off in Daisy to go to a place called Castleton in the Peak District, which is absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing little village, so we're going to do some filming there tomorrow morning while we're waiting for Bex. So next week's episode might have a wee bit of Castleton and a wee bit of me and Bex doing something, yeah, you're not going to believe what we're doing, because I can't believe what we're doing.